You've got your SOPs, you spent time writing them, you save them in a Google Drive folder, you share the link with your team, and you told yourself, we are organized now, we've got this. And then 6 months later, nobody's touched them. Your team is still coming to you with questions that are already answered somewhere in that folder, and new hires still need you to walk them through everything. And when someone goes looking for a specific process, they can't find it under 5 minutes. So what went wrong? You did the work, the documentation exists, why isn't it working? It's not because your team doesn't care or your SOPs are bad, it's because Google Drive was never built for this. And when you build your documentation on the wrong foundation, it doesn't matter how good the content is, it won't get used. And in this video, I want to show you exactly why that happens and what the right foundation actually looks like. First, I want to say something clearly. Using Google Drive for your SOPs is a completely reasonable starting point. It's free, it's familiar, your team probably already uses it. So when you decide you need to document processes, reaching for Google Drive makes total sense. So this isn't about making a wrong choice, but it's more about understanding why a storage tool has a ceiling and what happens when your business hits it. Google Drive is excellent at what it was designed for: storing and sharing files. Documents, spreadsheets, pictures, presentations. You need to send someone a file, you put it in Drive, send it, simple. But an operations manual, which includes your SOPs, isn't a collection of files, it's a knowledge system. And those are two fundamentally very different things. And this brings us to what I call the filing cabinet problem. Here is what happens when you build your SOPs in Google Drive over time. You start with a few documents, then a few more, then you have a folder for HR, a folder for operations, a folder for client processes, then subfolders inside those. Then you realize someone created a duplicate. Then a document gets updated, but nobody knows which version is current. Then a new hire joins, and you send them the Drive link, and they spend 45 minutes looking for something that should have taken only 2. So you end up with what I call the filing cabinet problem. Everything is technically in there, but finding the right thing at the right moment takes more effort than it should. And when something takes effort, people stop reaching for it. They reach for you instead. There is also what Google Drive cannot do at all. And this matters a lot. First, you cannot embed a training video next to the step that it supports. You can't link between related processes in a way that feels natural to navigate. You can't organize content by team or role so that each person only sees what's relevant to them. You can't build a searchable knowledge base where someone types a question and gets directly to the answer. It's not that Google Drive does these things poorly, it just doesn't do them at all because it wasn't built to. So the question worth asking isn't just where you store your SOPs, it's what makes a team member actually open and use them. And the answer isn't accuracy, because most SOPs are accurate. The problem is usability. When a documentation is usable, it means your team can find what they need in under a minute. It means the process is written clearly enough that they can follow it. It means the training video is right there next to the step it supports, not in a separate folder they have to go hunt for. It means the content is organized by role. So a new hire on your front of house team, let's say, isn't wading through back-end operational processes that have nothing to do with their job. When the documentation is usable, your team reaches for it, not because you told them to, but because it's genuinely easier than calling you. And that is the standard worth building to. Not just does this information exist somewhere, but can my team get to it, understand it, and use it without me? And that standard requires a knowledge management system, not a file storage tool. And this is where Notion comes in. And I want to tell you the difference in practical terms. A well-built operations manual in Notion is organized by team or role. Your front of house team, let's say, has their own SOP sub. Your back of house team has theirs. Management has theirs. Nobody's scrolling past content that isn't for them. And every SOP is its own page, not a Word document inside a folder and inside another one, but a live page with its own link, its own structure, and the ability to embed video directly next to the step it supports. So if there's a process that is easier to show than explain, your team watches it and they follow the steps, they get it done. Notion is also searchable in the way that matters. Your team types a keyword and gets taken directly to the right place, not a list of files they then have to open and read through. The content itself is searchable. And processes in Notion can link to each other. If your client onboarding SOP, let's say, references to your invoicing process, you link them together. Your team moves through your manual the way they actually work. following the thread of connected processes, not jumping in and out of folders. And this is the difference between documentation that lives on a shelf and documentation that becomes part of how your business runs. If you have existing SOPs in Google Drive and you're thinking about making this move, here's my honest advice. Don't try to move everything at once. Start with one team or one area of your business, build it properly in Notion, structured, searchable, with any relevant videos embedded, get your team using that one section, see what a difference it makes, then move to the next one and the next. The goal isn't to have a perfect, complete manual before you get any value from it. The goal is to start building the system in a way that actually works and let it grow from there. So if your documentation exists, but your team is not using it, the problem is almost certainly isn't the content. It's the foundation. Google Drive is a great tool. It's just not the right tool for this. And your business deserves a knowledge system that your team can actually navigate. One that works for them, not against them. At Operations Mavenue, this is exactly what we built. Custom operations manuals in Notion, well-structured, searchable, organized by team or role, with training videos embedded where they belong. We built them so the teams reach for their manual rather than reaching for the business owner. And if you want to see what that looks like for your business, I will leave our links in the description, whether you want to build it yourself with one of our templates or have us build it for you. And if this video was helpful, subscribe, because we post more content on building systems that actually hold up inside a growing business.